Welcome back. We're basically wrapping up this tutorial series here. We've talked about agent movement and how to reveal as a trader and take your special extra turn as the trader, the differences between the agent, trader, and hunter sheets, how to input things like what ability you used. For instance, if the gun snipes a certain direction, he puts it in like there. When you do damage, you can enter that here. All these extra things, the damage, the abilities, these really are optional. I've added that to make the replay of the game a little bit more fleshed out, a little easier to track what was happening when. The only things that absolutely have to be filled out on every turn is each individual person's or each individual character's movement. As long as you get all that movement in there, everything will work fine, and you won't get anything off track. The next part, let's just say, for sake of argument and demonstration, that the game is over, and so it's time to analyze the game. Gives you a little warning there, and again, click through anything that gives you a prompting or a prompt. And now we see that we're at a new page, the Overview tab. Okay, let me get that bar out of the way. And we have two agents, the orangutan and the tracker. We have all 5 hunter characters, including the tracker and the rover, and all the damage and abilities they used and the places they went to. And nothing is really displayed at the moment. So we start, you can have none of these selected at first, and you would basically go to hit next. That's going to start us off on turn 1 here. You can kind of see where we came from. If you want to see turn 1, turn 0, that's always going to look the same though. So here we are at turn 1. And these are my buttons, my forward and backwards buttons right here, right and left. And I can step through and see who got in the car, who got out of the car, who went where, what happened when. Everything was saved. And that objective got completed right there. So obviously I didn't follow the rules very well on all these things, and we never even really completed this last turn or really most of the game. But for purposes of just showing you how this works, again, you see this equipment here. Obviously something was played. Probably someone at the table can remember what equipment card was played. If you can't, that's what all this over here is for. Okay, so we know what turn we're on. We know some equipment was played. It was PM. That obviously is proximity mine, right? There's nothing else with those initials. So this is how this over here can be helpful on these turns where 2 different characters are in the same spot right here, both at H15, right? You couldn't see them both on the map at H15, but you can go back and review it on the sheet to the right here and see that H15 right there had the tracker and the rover. Okay, so that is the review, and it's a lot of fun to go back through and watch those special moments in the game where the agent really lost the hunters, or the hunters had a brilliant move or something like that. So I hope you guys enjoy this and that somebody out there gets some good use out of it. Definitely let me know if you have any questions or problems that come up when you were using this app. As mentioned previously and on the Board Game Geek thread, this particular app, this particular spreadsheet is the one that the link links to. And as Google Sheets works, if one person's using it, other people that try to use it would just be right on top of each other because it's just one shared app, one shared spreadsheet. So what you need to do is come use this app to get familiar with it, use this specific spreadsheet to get familiar with it, but then make yourself a copy and use the copy at game night, right? The copy that you make will not have as robust cell protection And that's why you should play around with this one and learn which cells you should and shouldn't be messing with, because when you make a copy, those cells will all be in a way unprotected. I think you still may get some warnings, or it might remove all cell protection altogether once you become the owner of your copy. But that would be the way to do it, so that multiple people can be using this app at the same time. You can go back through and protect all the cells that need that. If there are cells that you keep accidentally messing with, then you can go back and protect those yourselves. It is a pretty tedious process, trust me. But if you ever mess up your version of the spreadsheet too much, there are ways to go back to version history, where you can go back to a time before you messed it up, or just come back to this one and make another copy without any of the errors that you may have injected on accident. Okay, I hope that made sense. Let me think if there's anything else that we should go over. Let's just look real quick at changing the map. So if you need to do a new map or a different map, you're going to play Shadow of Babel instead of Broken Covenant. Click that button. Again, click through everything. And this does take some time. This and resetting the game are the two longest code execution times. So just sit back and be patient. Wait for this yellow bar to say that everything is clear. And of course, changing the map is going to make it so that all these positions don't necessarily work, but one thing at a time. You change the map, and then you can reset the game, or you can reset the game and then change the map. But that was it. So now the map is ready to go. You can see now that the orangutan's position starts on N1 as opposed to M1. And if you go over to the hunters, they're starting on K23 instead of K24. So you don't have to worry about starting positions when you change maps. Everything is updated automatically. What else? If you do need to explore the deeper inner workings of the game, you can just come over here to the different, for instance, if you want to look at the maps, they're here. If you want to look at, and you change anything here, it's going to change it on the map when you load new maps, okay? Some of these are just trash, but data is one where all the real nuts and bolts of things are housed. So this is where a lot of the data is stored. If you wanted to be adventurous and change some of this, this is where it's at. I think I've misnamed some of the abilities, so you could come in here and fix those. But beware, you're messing around here on this sheet with things that you cannot possibly understand. Just kidding. Feel free to mess around with it, but don't be surprised if it doesn't work afterwards. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to sign off. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch through these. I hope it helps when you're trying to familiarize yourselves with it. And let me know if you enjoy it, if you have any problems that you think I can address, or features that you think really need to be included to make this something that gets some use at your game table. I will try to make any updates that I can that are feasible. There are some things that would be great that I just know would be impossible to do with either my skill set or the limitations of Google Spreadsheets. But I'll do anything that I can. Anyway, we will catch you at another time at your local game store. I will see you there. Okay, bye. Where's the stop button on this? Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out and making it through these videos. Hopefully that was educational, and that this is something that you guys can get some good use out of. Please leave some comments. Let me know if there's anything that you think needs to be added or changed, or just any other comments down below, or however it works. Okay. Peace.